YouTube? We are back with the final round of our locals at Sully's Abode this past week. It is another Hyper Colosseum showdown, and I guess a twofer for Jorel over here playing Apocalymon. He's on the left piloting that pizza man of a deck, and you're back on the right playing Leviamon. So should be a pretty good match.
I didn't have to stand up. It was awesome.
No, you're cooking this round, and I mean Jorel's been cooking with Apocalymon, so should be a really good showing. Hope you guys do enjoy it. As I've said in previous videos, you know, the link to our box tournament will be in the video description below. It is through BCP. Signups are live, so please do consider signing up for it. If you are planning on playing for it, we do encourage you to sign up just sooner rather than later so we can plan ahead for the event. Our socials will also be linked in the link tree in the video description. Contains our Twitter, our Instagram, our Discord, our YouTube membership, as well as our TCG player affiliate. So please feel free to check it out. The Discord's been a great place for players to just kind of hang out, chill. I know some people have been playing games in there. Some people, or a lot of people, have been talking about like deck building, theory crafting. So real fun place to just kind of chill, hang out, talk digi, and shoot the shit. So if you haven't joined it yet, please do join it. We look forward to having you. And without further ado, let's hop right into the round over here.
Oh, Apocalymon.
Apocalymon.
Stealer of pizza.
Interesting enough, you know, for those of you who may have missed last week's videos, we did not see like a full-fledged Apocalymon play, despite having two Apocalymons on cam.
But don't worry. They're going to see it. They're going to feel it.
It's pizza
And then I'm
time.
going to feel it again. No, in all honesty, I was made heavily aware of why the deck is why the deck shouldn't exist and why there's a problem. No, this is a good video to showcase like exactly what it can do at full power.
Sure.
Especially with the build that Jorel has. The build Jorel has is so powerful. Like Uko engine's so good. It has such a good draw and trash engine. Jorel pilots it very well.
Yeah, the Gizmons are also very good at just setting up trash.
Yeah. It's a strong draw and trash engine. It's a very, very strong draw and trash engine.
I mean, you're doing some things here. You know, you have your Siako and your Dobra X here. I think, was your thought process here just to try to go as quickly as possible, even if it's just like low range pokes? Just go ahead and poke.
Probably should have been, to be honest, but no. I was just trying to establish a board and establish some aggression. But at this point, I think I was kind of stuck, so I was trying to consider what to do. Because I didn't have a means of clearing both. I think I was one memory too short of doing anything. I'm like looking at my trash for nothing because there's nothing in there. So stop looking over there, dummy me. And then I'm realizing, I pitched the wrong card. So I think I had so Siako dies. I go Drago. And then he plays out the Gazi, which then I can play out the Siako, and then I don't gain the memory because he played out the Gazi. I didn't realize that he had Gazi and trash. I didn't check his trash before, so I just passed him over to one. And
then blocked by Gazi.
Yeah. And then Jorel, that smug son of a bitch, is just like, no, you don't. I was just like, oh, fuck your mouth. I'll fucking end your whole career.
Oh god, the Ukos, Jesus. 4 bodies on board, 3 that can swing, because the Gizmon can't swing, but right?
The Gizmon can, yeah.
The Gizmon can swing, it just can't digivolve, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Admittedly, I think I know Jorel was definitely focused on the Apocalymon play, but realistically, he probably
like rushed you down.
Could have just swung. Yeah, he definitely played it very risky because he didn't have to do it like this. He could have very easily just rushed me down.
I think he wanted the Apocalymon play.
He's gonna put stuff in my trash regardless. Yeah, so it's like there's no real fear of what you're gonna knock out of security.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not right. Like it's Leviamon, so it's not gonna clear Tamer. I'll clear. Like I could pop one thing on his board maybe, but nothing crazy.
Sure. So Apocalymon trash is 2 for every Dark Masters in its stack, right?
Yep. No, for every so you have the end of turn effect slides at level 6 or lower Digimon into its sources, and then he activates the on play effect of that, or any on play effect of that Digimon. Then for every card in its source, or for every level 6 Digimon in its source, you trash top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. They don't have to be a Dark Master in source.
I see.
The thing. But you do have to add a card with the end of turn effect in order to actually proc the mill. So, like, for example, if they do that play, but then they end turn and they don't slide another card under there, they won't be able to mill you.
Sure.
But, I mean, it's not like it's hard for Apocalymon to have another random level 6 in trash, so.
Right. Jorel, I think, did try to get an initial poke with Uko. Ends up death clawing to pop the Uko, to pop your Siako. And then, oh god.
Well, trash is for every level 6 in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, yeah. To make sure. So it's not every source.
He's kind of counting out his things, and he's got it in hand. We see it. And okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Ends up doing it. So it goes into Apocalymon again. The usual sliding underneath to pop the Levia. You go ahead and mill 8. Jesus. Christ. My lord.
And I haven't even gotten to swing on security yet.
You do pop the training on a Dober X. Oh, maybe not a Dober X.
Yeah, so I'm deciding what I want to do here. I'm just like, wait, I'm going too fast. Slow it down. Let's think about this.
Sure. So
I'm like, I'm gonna check my trash, see what I have. I think I count my cards on my deck as well to see how much time I have.
I mean, it's probably super frazzling though.
I had 9 cards in trash, so I was like, well, I can't Evo up a line because if I do, I'm gonna just lose everything.
Oh, you mean 9 cards in deck?
9 cards in deck. Sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
so I think at this point I'm debating what to do. I think I won't gain the memory because of the Gazi's there, so I can't even gain memory off of doing Dober's draw and trash engine anyways. Which was the only reason I would consider going up a line like that.
I mean, I think at that point it's just. It's also very hard to get like tilted in a way, not because you're going against like an annoying player, but more so just like.
Oh no, Jorel's annoying as shit. I hate playing against him.
You see your deck just like getting milled out, and you're like, it's disheartening to see those pieces be like, well, I'm not gonna be able to use those pieces anymore. I mean, obviously you're purple, so like sometimes it's like not as bad, right?
It's hard for me because I love mill. I love mill strategy, and I really, really want it to be a thing. Apocalymon was just
too much.
Like too much. Like he was way to the other end of the fucking board. Whereas like you have like the whole like Megidra mill stuff, like that whole sort of engine where it's like it's cool, it's interesting, but it struggles because it doesn't have any protections and it's still not very memory efficient. It hits a biting crush. I consider what to pop here. I don't want to. I think about popping the Uko initially because I'm like, well, I don't want to get memory. I don't want him to get memory off that. But he was like, I know he wants to draw and trash off that, so I think I just pop a Geese. Hoping that he would maybe like use Geese effect. I don't know how many Geese money he had in trash. I don't think he even runs ATs, so the idea doesn't make any sense. I should just probably pop the Blanc or something. But, well, no, the AT's probably the better. So the AT's still probably the better play because.
So what does Magna do on play again? If you
on play, just all of your opponents are going to get security attack -1, and then if it's played by effect of the Trial of 4 Great Dragons, it's everything gets sec -2 instead, I believe.
God, that's gonna be so annoying in SecCon.
I mean, the thing is, it's only like really cracked with Trial. Otherwise, it's just like
it's just an expensive 12.
It's a 12 drop. That's gonna sec -1 that your opponent's board, which
other things do that just as much. You're looking around.
I'm checking my trash to see what I have in here. So I'm trying to see if I can do a play. I hard drop Drago. So I'm like, okay, cool, I can do this. So I hard drop Drago, force him to play out Gazi. And then effect to play out Giza. Giza will let me go ahead and gain a memory off of deleting something, so I'll give it to the Gazi. I'll proc the both Biting Crushers to play out both Levias. Or sorry, I already had the Leviat on board.
Sure.
I'll go Leviat X after clearing that, which will then let me pop the level 3. But I'm debating. So I'm like, wait, I don't want to pop the Uko because he wants to draw off of that. So and I know he's only got 3 cards in hand, so I pop the Sister because I slow it down a second, and then I go ahead and bottom deck the other thing, and I pop the keys. So I was like, okay, cool. I destroyed the board.
Yeah.
And I swing 3 checks at 14. I hit a Lament, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So he gets to add back Apocalymon. And I know I have 9 cards in deck still because I haven't digivolved at all. Except I did digivolve into Leviat.
You should
X.
have 8 now, I think, right?
Did I? I don't know if I drew off of it. I don't think I drew.
Okay.
No, so that's a misplay on my part. I didn't realize that when we were playing because I was so caught up in like everything. So you don't worry. For anyone who wants to chirp at me about it after the last video, you already saw I make misplays, and I get my it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
I mean, you're doing everything you possibly can. I mean, memory aside, like the one memory, sure, but like you said, like I mean, you're doing the best with what you got. And you're doing pretty darn well. I mean,
the problem is nothing has rush, so I can't fucking swing. This is why I want that Cerberus from BT-15.
Yeah. That's so
Give
good.
It to me. So good. At this point, I'm just trying to decide like how I can choke him as little as as close to 1 as possible.
Right.
So I just play out the Dover though. I had no other means to do it. I was like, I can't digivolve, so I just have to hard drop something.
Mm-hmm.
This at least puts me in a decent spot where I have a good board.
Mm-hmm. He death claws, pops his elect to pop your geese. He uses elect's effect to pop something else. Or no, sorry, he popped the geese off of that. No, he should pop a level 3.
He popped the geese, and then the elect popped something else.
Yeah.
So he popped both level 3s on my side of the board because the death claw popped something, and then the electmon's effect popped something.
Cheeky.
So Jorel at this point is counting how many cards I have in deck. I should be only at 8, not 9 like I have right now because I forgot to draw off the Digivolve into Leviat X, which is my bad. But he ends up just playing out Apocalymon, chokes me to 1.
I think now he's just picking which he wants, right? So got some options.
Yeah, so he's deciding what he wants to put in here. So he knows he wants to use the Magnamon or Managramon. Goes with let's see, I think he's still debating. Goes Puppet, so does I think Puppet gives piercing, right?
Yeah.
And then Metal Siege goes blocker. He takes out the puppet because he's like, wait, I don't need that. So he gives Retail to the thing as well, which is smarter. Definitely the better pick. And then he's debating between Crania and Managramon, and I believe he settles on Managramon because he's checking it, asking how many security attacks they have. So yeah, he goes Managramon. And so here's my issue. He chokes me to 1. I mill the rest of the cards on my deck except for the last card, which I draw, which is the 7th Lightning.
Yeah.
I go into that, and then he gains 2 memory off Analog Use.
Oh,
which just passes turn to me.
no.
Yep. And then he just draws and then passes back. Yeah. There's nothing I could do.
Yeah.
He was ready for that play. He knew I was going to do that because he was so quick with it. So
yeah.
But it's just how it is. Like, I mean, I didn't have enough memory to keep turn. There's no other way for me to gain memory to keep turn. I didn't have another way of popping the Apocalymon stack. And I couldn't just swing because Apocalymon was bigger than Leviat X. And on top of that, it had blocker, retail,
it had everything it needed to just stop you, which is just
so I couldn't go for game there. So I had to clear that Apocalymon stack.
Right. Apocalymon just be doing Apocalymon things.
But just not enough memory. But I mean, I came close. I came close. I was literally just 1 memory short of being able to go for game there. But that's how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think you played it well. It was just, sometimes there's only so much you can do when you're going, especially when you're going up against a deck like Apocalymon. You can play it out of your mind and do everything right, but like when your deck is just being milled out and you can't really stop it, like, I mean, what do you do?
Yep. There's no real counterplay to Apocalymon because it all happens end of their turn, not end of your opponent's turn.
Right.
Admittedly, if it was end of opponent's turn, card would be balanced, probably.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that would make more sense.
Because then you do the on play, you drop him for 3 past turn, he just sits there, he acts like a big blocker, and then end of your opponent's turn, you do the whole thing where you start talking stuff and whatnot. Because like, if it was end of opponent's turn, it makes it where you have an opportunity to respond and stop it from happening. The fact that you can't stop it from happening. It's going to just happen. If they have the pieces in trash, there's no stopping it. They're going to do it.
I just feel like, you know, they've kind of left purple for dead for a while, and then these past like few sets, they've just been like, let's make up for all the time purple's lost, and just like power corrupt purple to oblivion.
They have printed a lot of very strong cards for purple recently, since like, excuse me. I would say Belfie was a good start to it with giving something just complete protection and blocker. Yeah, and he apocalypsed me already. That's what, turn 2, turn 3 apocalypse.
Oh no.
Death plus the pop, does the geese play. Trash both of those.
Jeez.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Because the Geesmon is in level 6, so I don't get to do anything with that.
That's still nasty though.
Yeah. So at this point I'm like, well, I'm already getting milled, and I have 1 memory. So gotta do something. But yeah, no, it's man, I'm thinking about that now. Apocalypse actually could have probably stayed unrestricted if they just made it end of opponent's turn.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of things I feel like they could have done to keep a lot of these quote unquote banned cards like still, you know, viable. But at the same time too, like I do see their point where like if you start to get too subtle with like your like erratas and stuff, sometimes it can get confusing. But I agree with you. Like if they had just made that small twist, Apocalypse is much less busted, but still decently viable.
Oh, good, because there's still powerful on-play effects that it could utilize to do things.
It just feels like Bandai's solution is really just to like shoot said deck. Yeah,
I put out the 1 body off the Fujitsu, but I don't think I had Levia in trash yet. So I end up having to go Drago, which Drago will pop the other 2 bodies on board, and I'm like, okay, I have a Psychmon, I have a Levia on board, I have a Biting Crush in back. He Death Claws, pops my Psych, so he can play out his boy. Which I was like, fuck. Swings, checks
dies.
And then he'll draw 2. Plays Lament.
Jesus.
Put some grab back Apocalypse.
So Lament just lets you pick up any purple card, right?
Any Digimon card. Apocalypse white.
Yeah. Oh, any Digimon card. Jeez.
Yeah, I think it has to be Digimon card. I'll double check.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense. Any Digimon card, huh?
Which is fucking annoying, but yeah, 1 Digimon card. But so it is. But I hit the NL Youth out of there after the Levia checks. I go ahead, because the Tamer played by an effect, because of the security effect, I'm able to go into Levia X, which lets me pop the Tamer because we both have the same number of cards on board.
Okay.
And then I'm able to do other checks. So I'm like, okay, I'm in a good spot now.
You did some things.
And then here he's asking me if it has any protections. I'm like, no.
Oh no. When he asked that, I'm always like, well, shit.
Yeah. It's like, well, you know what's gonna. I mean, when anyone asks that, it's like, you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So now Jorel's trying to decide what he wants to do, but he just plays Gallant, swings, pops both because Gallant's cool. Hits a Levia X on security, so it does die. So I was like, okay, well, that's not terrible. I don't have to worry about that anymore because that was gonna be a problem to try and deal with. And then just does the Apocalypse again.
And then he slides in a Craniumon, so it can't be affected by Digimon effects.
Yep. So now I'm like, well, got blocker. Can't do anything about it, so I'm trying to decide what to do. I think I did not have a Biting Crush in my hand at the time, and I'm trying to count how many cards I have in deck, so I'm like trying to consider turns and everything. Maybe I did have a Biting Crush. I don't remember. We'll find out in a second. But Jorel's also checking his trash to see what he's got in there.
I mean, he's also been drawing heat. I mean, talking about breaking Camstream Curse. I mean, last week he bricked hard. This week he's just...
He sees
the pizza's coming full force. It's like a pizza buffet.
Yeah. Yeah, so I go Dober X.
Uh-huh.
For 2, draw 1 trash one, pitch a 7th lightning. I think at this point I'm still missing cards that I need.
Sure.
I don't have anything in. I don't have enough to keep turns, so I just end up playing the Biting Crush, pitch Levia. Until Apocalymon is gone. So I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have to worry about Apocalymon right now.
Right.
He starts drawing and trashing, draws an Apocalymon. We'll reveal 3, grab another card, set up his trash more. Plays a Geese.
Uh-huh.
Draws 2, trashes 2.
Jeez, that engine is so strong, dude.
And then Apocalymon again.
Amount of cycle he was able to do in just one turn is wild.
Yeah. And it's just like, what do I do?
Piedemon's effect is just crazy, too. Great for board control.
And then that's all gone. And then I go ahead.
For those of you who don't know or have yet to experience it, this is Apocalymon. This is the experience right here.
I Fujitsu to go ahead and play out a token on his side of the board. Which lets me go ahead and play out both Levias off of both of the other cards. And then I'm able to go Levia X and draw. And then I bottom deck both of the other ones, and I keep one Levia out just in case I can gain memory off something being deleted.
That's smart. And you're also not like forcing yourself to draw either.
This whole time he did not have, and then he drew the Apocalymon, and I was like, fuck. That was me hitting the table because I was like, God damn it. It's like, because it was like, if he doesn't see Apocalymon, I win and we go to game 3. If he does see the Apocalymon, I lose. I didn't have enough cards in deck and I didn't have a way of doing anything better.
Right.
But I mean, if this illustrates to people why Apocalymon was hit, that's why. Which, and admittedly, I'm playing a deck that honestly, it's a purple deck. Like, purple decks are decks that have like probably some of the best matchup into Apocalymon because they have good level targeted deletion. They have the ability to utilize the trash and play out of it. And even for like Levia, it was still like, it was just too much.
Well, I mean, this is also like, we also have seen some, I wouldn't call it a resurgence, but I mean, Sunny is definitely one of those guys who like tried to bring Bielsa back as well. Like, some people are definitely trying to like say, look, if you want to mill, fine, go ahead and mill. Like, I'm just gonna play a deck that likes to mill, or likes to be milled, and Bielsa is one of those.
Bielsa is indeed one. The issue for Bielsa is that it almost mills you out too fast. Because Bielsa's issue is like, you have to moderate your mill when you're playing it. Obviously, you go really fast early.
Right.
But the thing is, by the time you get yourself to a point like that, if they Apoca you might just lose the game at that point. Because I can't tell you how many times, as a Bielsa player, I have won a game on 0 cards in deck. Or I've won a game on having less than 10 cards in deck.
I can see that. No, for sure. For sure.
I would say probably almost 33 to 40% of my wins have been when I was at 0 cards in deck, because I made that last turn just unga boonga big play. Because I just waited and got there. But yeah, it's a shame because like BT-15 is such a weird box set because the value is so skewed because we had a bunch of LM cards in there. And then we already had a lot of cards that were going to be getting hit, which, I mean, most were EX5 cards, but Apocalymon itself being a secret that was getting hit tanked a lot of the value for certain things.
Right.
The set's still a good set overall, I think. And Apocalymon definitely was a card that, because they couldn't find a better solution than, for it, they restricted it to 1. Or they didn't bother to. We've dabbled around and we've talked about Apocalymon in different ways. I still think that the deck could have been moderated.
Sure.
Better. I think there's other choice restrictions you could have done to fix it. But Apocalymon himself is just a strong card that they definitely just did not consider that, oh hey, maybe if he mills out a 5th of a player's deck, that's maybe not a smart thing for us to design.
Yeah, but this does wrap it up for the round, and also will officially wrap up Apocalymon at our locals, as the ban list is now into effect. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting to see how people cook with these new restricted, sort of rules set into place. So hopefully the rest of this format will be interesting for us to kind of showcase not just other decks, but also showcase how some of these decks that were part of this restriction list have been modified, and how our players are choosing to play around that. So be on the lookout for that. I think the rest of the format should be really diverse. I think as we shortly introduce BT-16, if I'm not mistaken, you know, probably within the next
BT-16 is not until May 24th.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
BT-16 is a ways off. So we're in BT-15 meta for a while.
We have like 2.5 months.
Yeah, we have Terrier coming up, which
true
helps a little bit. But yeah, we're here. We're in it. So welcome to the Cold War.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting though. I mean, I think this is going to be a format that probably will get stale towards the very end of it, but also will kind of give us more time to flesh out some of these decks that I think will come up once the dust settles after these big boys kind of take a little bit of an arrow to the knee here. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm sure we'll be able to cook some stuff up. We will be showcasing more decks as we kind of wrap up the Terrier stuff as well. You know, this next week is a bunch of Terrier stuff, but afterwards we're kind of back to the regular grind. So hopefully you guys can catch some good matches there. We hope to see you guys there. Like I said, please do check out our socials as well as the box tournament information down below. Check out Sully's as well, you know, the shop that we go to every Thursday. Their TCG player link will be in the video description below as well. And we really do thank you all for all the support. You know, it really does mean a lot, and we can't thank every one of you enough. You know, the support really does reach us, and it means a lot to us, and it keeps us going. And hopefully you guys can keep tuning in with us. But enough rambling, enough chitty chat. We'll catch ya on that flippy flip. Bye-bye.